Hey all, I'm Sanjit. Today I'll talk about the differences between await and wait and their uses. These two verbs are quite similar in meaning, but there are many differences in uses. First, we will understand what is the exact meaning of wait and await. Wait means to stay for a period of time at a particular place or point until somebody, something or an event appears. For example, I will wait for you. I'm talking about you means somebody. B, I will wait for the bus. I'm talking about something. C, I will wait for your marriage. I'm talking about an event. Now we will understand what is the exact meaning of await. Await means to wait for something. For example, I will await the approval of my manager. I am waiting for the approval, something, right? B, I will await the arrival of our CEO. Here I am talking about arrival. Let's discuss this topic widely. If you want to use correctly await and wait in sentence, then you have to know basic 5 rules about await and wait. We'll discuss one by one. Rule number 1, await needs an object. An object is mandatory for the verb await, but for wait an object is not mandatory. For example, I am awaiting the arrival of my manager. I subject, await verb, the arrival of my manager, it's an object. Here I am awaiting, it is incorrect because there is no any object. I am waiting, it is correct because you can use wait without any object. I will wait, that will be also correct, but I will await, it will be incorrect because there is no any object. Rule number 2, await can't be used for a person. Normally it is used for an abstract object, but for wait is used for both person and abstract object, means we can use for both of them. For example, I am awaiting you, it is incorrect. Await cannot be used for a person. I cannot say I am awaiting my uncle, I am awaiting my mom, I am awaiting Radhika, I am awaiting my friend Shekhar or so and so person. That will be incorrect. I am waiting for you, it is correct because you can use wait for a person. You can say I am waiting for Ram, I am waiting for my father or anybody else. Here I am awaiting the approval of my boss. Here I subject, await verb, the approval of my boss, it's an object, and this object is an abstract object. You can use wait also here. How? I am waiting for the approval of my boss. Now I have said the approval of my boss, it is an abstract object. Now question is that how you will identify which are abstract objects. Abstract objects are those which we can feel, we can realize, but those are not existing physically. We cannot touch. For example, if I talk about this marker, I can see, I can touch, and it is existing physically because it is an item. But if I say about the approval of my boss, the approval of my boss, I can realize, I can feel, or I can imagine, but I cannot touch, and it is not existing physically because that is not an item. One more example, I am awaiting the arrival of my manager. The arrival of my manager, it's a period of time. You can say it's a kind of moment, it's an action. We can feel, we can realize, we can imagine, but we cannot touch, and it is not existing physically because this is not an item. I hope you have understood. Still, if you have more questions about abstract object, you can write down your comments on comment section. I'll reply on it. Rule number 3. Await doesn't take any preposition before an object, but wait takes a preposition before an object. Sometimes it doesn't take any preposition. We'll go through the examples. A. We are eagerly awaiting the reply of our general manager. Object the reply. Before object, we did not use any preposition. So it is absolutely correct. Next, we are eagerly awaiting for the reply of our general manager. It is incorrect because we cannot use any preposition before an object whenever we are using await. Because here awaiting means waiting for. Awaiting means waiting for. So if we use again for, it will be like we are eagerly waiting for the reply of our general manager. The sentence will be incorrect. See, we are eagerly waiting for the reply of our general manager. It is correct because we can use preposition before an object whenever we are using wait. There is one more point. Sometimes it doesn't take any preposition. Means sometimes wait doesn't take any preposition. We are getting rarely such a sentences sometimes somewhere else, but we need to understand. Here, after a long wait, I visited our chairman. The sentence is exactly correct, absolutely correct. But if we use any preposition like after a long wait for I visited our chairman, then sentence will be incorrect. Similarly here, after a short wait, I met our senior executive. Sentence is absolutely correct. But if I use preposition, the sentence will be like this: after a short wait for I met our senior executive. Then the sentence will be incorrect. Remember, await doesn't take any preposition, but wait takes preposition. Sometimes it doesn't take. It will depend upon the structures of the sentences. Here we will discuss about rule number 4. Await is a formal verb, whereas wait is an informal verb. Now we need to understand what is formal and what is informal. We'll go through the examples so that it will be easy for us to understand. For example A, I will await the approval of my manager. Here I am talking about an official matter. Similarly B, we all are awaiting the inauguration of our new office in Bangalore. This is also an official matter. C, we are awaiting the opinion of our operation team. Operation team means management team in which company or in which office we are working. Now, these three sentences are used for official matters. Therefore, we can say these three sentences are formal sentences. Next, D. We are awaiting the arrival of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sir. Here, we are talking about our Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister. He is not an ordinary person. He is a great person of our country. And he is a great leader of our country. That is the reason we are using await to make this sentence more formal. Hence, we can say this is a formal sentence. Now, the question is that how do we identify which are formal sentences? The formula is very simple. Whenever we are discussing something officially, we are sending an email, we are preparing or writing something for documents, we are giving a speech in an important meeting in our office, we are giving a speech in front of social gathering or any high level occasion, then those sentences will be considered as formal sentences and we can use await. Now we will understand what is informal. How do we identify informal sentences? We'll go through the examples. Here, I am waiting for the approval of my uncle. Next, we are eagerly waiting for the arrival of our bride. Next, we wait for the opinion of our maternal uncle. These three sentences are used for normal discussions. Whenever we are discussing something normally among our friends, among our neighbors, colleagues, or maybe we are discussing something among a group of people, then those sentences will be considered as informal sentences and we can use wait. Now what will happen if we exchange, means if we use await in informal sentences and if we use wait in formal sentences, what will happen? Let's try it. If I use await here, the sentence will be like this: I am awaiting. I am awaiting. We cannot take any preposition whenever we'll use await in a sentence. Now the sentence will be I am awaiting the approval of my uncle. Grammatically it's correct. There is no any mistake. Similarly here, if I use wait here, the sentence will be like this: I will wait for the approval of my manager. Whenever we are using wait, then we have to take the preposition before an object. Now the sentence is grammatically correct. There is no any mistake. Nobody can point out the finger to you that why you are using such a sentence. But as an advanced speaker or as an advanced writer, we need to understand the differences between formal and informal. We need to understand where and how to use await and wait. Now we'll talk about rule number 5. Await is a transitive verb, whereas wait is an intransitive verb. Wait takes preposition before an object, but await doesn't take any preposition before an object. Await takes direct object. That is the reason in many places await is used in passive voice, right? For example, active voice, we will await the arrival of our manager. Absolutely correct. But in passive voice, the arrival of our manager will be awaited. Grammatically it's correct. But if we see the real structure of the sentence, then the sentence will be like this: the arrival of our manager will be awaited by us, which is incorrect and out of rule. Now what will happen if we use wait in passive voice? For example, in active voice, we will wait for the arrival of our manager. Absolutely correct. But in passive voice, the arrival of our manager will be waited. Normally we can say it is correct, but the real structure of the sentence should be like this: the arrival of our manager will be waited for by us, which is incorrect and out of rule. That is the reason it is better if we use await and wait only in active voice. As an advanced speaker, we should know all the rules and regulations. I hope you have understood. Thank you. Keep practicing.